is up, my AoE anarchists? Risen Dragon here with a fun video for you today. And today we're looking at a game that we played using the Malay, which is a South Asian civilization. They are a naval civilization, but yet don't let that fool you. This is a civilization that has some very good flexibility, and if you like feudal rushes or if you like infantry rushes, this is actually not a bad civ for you. So let's look and see what they've got going for them. Advancing to the next stage is 66% faster, so there is some fast up times there. Fish traps cost 33% and provide 3 times food. Battle elephants, and that's the big thing, they cost 25% less in castle and 35% less in imperial. So that is kind of our strategy here. We want to get to castle, and we want to get as many dumbos onto the field as we possibly can, that being the elephants. Their infantry armor upgrades are free. Their unique unit is the Karambit warrior, which we're going to get to in a second. Their unique techs are thalassocracy, which is upgrades to docks, harbors, which fire arrows, and forced levy militia line gold is replaced by an additional food costs, and docks have 100% line of sight, so that is a fun little thing they have. So let's take a look and see what the Malay have. So first thing we're going to look at is their military lines. Archers, they go all the way up to Arbalester, and I believe they have all of the upgrades as well. The only downside is, they do have thumb ring as well. They don't have Parthian tactics. Their cav archers are not the greatest, but as you'll see, they do play a little bit of a role in the game that we're about to play. Barracks. Now militia, remember, your armor upgrades are free, so they do have a really strong militia line, except no champion. I say they've got strong, but they don't have gambesons, but they have everything else. They have the supplies, and they have the squires and the arson. Stables are, not the greatest. They don't have the hussard, nor they have the paladin upgrades, but they do have the battle elephants. Now those cost 25% less in castle and 35% less in imperial, so that is definitely something we want. Now they don't have bloodlines, basically adding, hit points, but they do have husbandry, so our battle elephants are actually really strong and fast as well. Siege workshop, they have everything except the siege onager and the siege ram, but everything else they do have. They even have bombard cannon, siege tower, those sorts of things. Blacksmith, you get all the upgrades except for the chain barding armor, so our elephants are not going to be as strong as, say, like your Khmer elephants, but even still, that's pretty bouse right there. And plus they have all the upgrades for armor as well, so they're pretty stout there. Dock, again, they're a naval civ, so they pretty much have everything. They don't have the heavy demo ship though, nor do they have the droman, but they do have all the other techs as well. University, they have everything except fortified wall and architecture and arrow slits, so maybe our buildings are not as strong, nor our walls. But anyways, also our towers and donjons don't get the, well, we don't have donjons, but that's neither here nor there. But we do get all the upgrades. We even get bombard tower, which is really cool. We don't get fortified wall, but we don't really do that very much anyways. So castle, here's the thing about the Karambit warriors. These are cheap, and they only take half a population unit. So these are basically like your zerglings, if you want to think of it in StarCraft terms. So they have a really, you can just flood the zone. You could get a couple castles down. You can get 30 of these out for only 15 space. So it's really, really cost effective. They are somewhat on the weak side though. Only 7 attack, and really their armor isn't the greatest. But aside from that, you can flood the zone real easy with them. Thalassocracy upgrades your docks to harbors, which fire arrows, and forced levy in the imperial, you get that upgrade. Their militia line gold is replaced by an additional food cost, so your militia can become that much cheaper. They do have the sappers and conscription and those sorts of things. Monastery is pretty stout. They don't have fervor, so that they're a bit slow, nor do they have theocracy, but they do have everything else, and those are actually really good to have. As far as everything else is concerned, they get their standard upgrades there, both your gold mining and everything up to 2-man saw, and they even get crop rotation as well. So overall, the Malay are actually really, really stout when it comes to non-naval maps. Land maps, they're actually pretty good. And I've been having a lot of fun with them. So basically the strategy of this game is to get to castle as quick as possible. You don't necessarily want to go fast castle. I'm still trying those strategies. I really only try them on like arena or stuff like that. But the point is that we want to get as many elephants on the battlefield as we possibly can. They are very susceptible to pikemen, so we want to have some support with either crossbowmen or other infantry that come in. So let's take a look at the game, see how we do. All right, let's get into the action. We are against Mooney. They are playing the Khmer, which we've highlighted before on this channel. Going 4x speed throughout Dark Age. Oh, excuse me. All right, so here we go. All right, perfect. Playing around with some microphone settings, so getting some annoying static pops every now and then, so working on the gain. But anyways, let's get to the game. So, pretty much throughout the Dark Age, it's pretty much standard fare. Around 13 pop is when I start building more houses. For this build, I put 4 on wood, and that's an old habit from the Celts. There was a build order that I found with the Celts. The first 6 go to food, then the next 4 go to wood, and then you start luring boars and all those sorts of things. Now, this map is Isthmus. Basically, it's a water map. It's not a water map. It's a hybrid map. So you might be thinking, well, with the Malay, you're going to go naval. Well, no, not in this case. We don't. Even though the Malay are a naval civ. In fact, we go up really, really early. In a sense, we hit castle around 10 minutes. Now we have to bear in mind too that the Khmer don't need any sort of prereqs to go up, so we got to bear that in mind. We're going to go normal speed. I am a little bit behind on the wood, simply because I had to build a dock and I built some fish and chips, but we're going to get our barracks soon, and that's when we start to really start to thing. But, so pretty much here, you want to get your eco upgrades, which we are. We're going for double bit as soon as possible, and starting to get our prereq buildings. A little late on building the barracks, because again, because we're on a hybrid map, I built the dock instead, so that does cut a little bit into your wood supply and whatnot. But again, it's really kind of. But anyways, we get that going. They go up to feudal as well. A little bit on the late side, but when we see that, we think, oh, they're going fast castle. I don't know if they do that in this, but I don't think they do. But they do go up quicker, but we've got the Betty Rico. So here we start to wall off a little bit. You can't wall on this map. I mean, you could put a house right here and then go right in there, and then, but right in here, there's no place to really wall off. So because there's like an escarpment here and whatnot. So they go up around 13. Now we have to be careful here because look what they do. They got 14 on food. We got 9 on food. So we're a little bit behind on that. But kind of is what it is. We as you see, the res collection's a bit equal. We do have some fishing ships. They've got 4 fishing ships. We've only got 2. But we've got more vills, and I think, hold on, hold on, real quick. Just want to go back right here. 47 seconds of idle TC time in our, before we go up to a feudal. So that's actually really good for us. So again, we get a stable, we get a barracks. We want to get some spears down because the Khmer are kind of known for some early shenanigans with their scouts. Speaking of which, so you saw what I saw in this particular match. Second win with the Malay, by the way. I played a game last night that was not all that tight. It was really like AI army. But the goal for this is we want to get another stable down, and we want to get up to castle, which they're going to get up to castle a little bit quicker. But yeah, that's what it is. we're a little bit ahead on the Vil count, so that's always a good thing because our eco's going to be a little bit better. I do snag one of their sheep, by the way. All right, so we get. They are starting to go up to fuel. They're getting all their eco upgrades. We've got all our eco upgrades already. And I kind of go right here because I'm not sure if they're going to scout rush me or not. So we get the market there. And, you know, we idle the TC a little bit too long. But they go up to castle before we do. And that's okay. Because, again, pretty close in eco. But our... and also, too, they pull a little bit ahead in the idle TC market, but that's all right. We go up to castle as well, but we go up faster because of the fact that the Malay go 66% faster, and that's something that I don't recommend this for a beginner, says the beginner. So, but the point is that with the Malay, you want to bear that in mind. They go up 66% faster, so you got to get the timings a little bit correct. But here, we start to build stables. We don't get a blacksmith going right away, which does kind of hinder us a little bit, but yeah, it is what it is. Plus, we have an archery range as well. We have our market. But the big thing is get double stables, and they get all their upgrades. We go for the gold mining as well, and that actually does come into play. We've got 4 Vils queued up, and we're ahead, excuse me, as far as Vil count is concerned. And we start pumping out archers. Now, the reason we pump out archers is because, of course, they counter infantry pretty well. So then we get stone mining upgrade, and oh, we finally get battle elephants. Woohoo! But as you can see, the Vils are coming in, and let's actually switch to this. Yeah, so they get a second TC going. We start to build some houses, and we don't get any more heffalumps for a little bit, but we do. And this game was a lot more concise than the one I played last night, which was just all over the place. I was against the Tatars, and it was, you know, basically me adjusting to whenever I could. We get wheelbarrow, and we get a few Vils queued up. All right. Idle TC, they have their second one kind of going up. I don't know why the idle TC is going up, but you know, anyways. So we start to get some elephants in, and yep. Now only a couple. Yeah, there's one. All right. Well, you get the idea. You know, we just want to try to get as many of those big boys on the battlefield as soon as we can. And yeah, those spears are just kind of doing nothing. We get handcart, we get forging. Their villager efficiency is a little bit better than ours. That's a big thing too, is the villager efficiency is definitely something that we need to improve upon. And the elephants are coming in. Got a couple going, and yep, and we go up to crossbowmen as well. Not as many crossbowmen this time. Last night, I really tried to... I made an effort to go that strategy. Oh, by the way, this strategy was suggested... This was suggested by too many variables. TMV. They saw one game that I was going with, like, elephants and Khmer. Now here, we start our frontal assault. They come in, this guy right here is built in stone walls, so they house wall pretty well, but they gotta get this and that right there. Or they just go right there. That's actually not a bad way to go. Probably this was a little bit more, like, effective. Maybe just a little bit less stone needed, but yeah, who knows. But anyways, we disrupt their little thing here. We end up going into the base where they're building the gate. Not before we take out the Vil. But they do not end up finishing, or do they end up finishing the gate? That's so... No, not very close to being finished. But they've got battle elephants coming in, and we just start to take out some of their houses. And we raise a building. 25 minutes into the game, and we just go right after some Vils, and we get an eco kill or two. Excuse me. Son got diagnosed with flu A today, so feeling a little under the weather. Probably psychosomatic, but who knows. Been feeling kind of rough all week. But anyways, so we get a little bit of a warning shot saying, "Hey, buddy, I'm here," and yep. And the elephants just start to harass some of the villagers. They throw up a bunch of barracks, and they want to get the pikeys out as soon as they can. And they finish off the wall there. So kind of trapping us in, but that's all right. Our idle TC time a lot better. I think this really disrupted them. As you can see, the elo difference 641 to 619, so we're a little bit higher than them, certainly. And here come the crossbowmen. So probably should have done more, but that's all right. These pikeys are just like still patrolling. They didn't really get... We forced them on defense. Not fairly. I probably could have gone a little bit earlier, but they're still trying to get stuff done. We're on the outside. They're... do we destroy the house? Yeah, we destroyed the house. Now, their elephants don't have... Oh, no, they do have the upgrade, I think. Yeah. Ours do, too. Yeah, ours do, too. Actually, yeah, ours are pretty much fully upgraded. About as upgraded as they're going to be. Pikemen come in. We get a siege going. Get a forward siege going. And that really does come into play. And we do get a castle going. Let's see if they see that. I don't think they do, but... No, they don't see that. They don't see that at all. And we retreat a little bit. They take out my archers. But we get a castle going, and they are here. I probably would have tried to figure out where they went. But we get a castle going, and a bunch of the pikeys come forward. We spam Vils too. Like we get 2 TCs going down. But we just spam Vils. And we're way ahead as far as, Vil count is concerned and all that jazz. So the scorpion just, look at this thing just attacking the random house. And we get a 3rd TC going, which is always fun. And we do have more elephants coming in. We get some karambits coming in, and watch what these guys do when they get humming. They really are a sight to see. But notice too, our resources are getting higher simply because our idle TC is like twice that of theirs, and we've got more Vils. Now the karambits come in. Nope. No, I don't want the battle elephants, bro. I want to see the karambits. They're cheap and fast. They're pretty fast compared to compared to the pikeys. they're at a 1.32 compared to the 1.1. But now they come in with the elephants. I've got the pikes and the scorps to take care of their pikes. See how this works? Rock, paper, scissors, kids. Rock, paper, scissors. And watch this guy right here. Oh, he goes down, and watch this. It gets taken out by 2 vills, but that's okay. Because Operation Dumbo Drop is definitely there. Oh, yeah, that Pikey's dead. But we take down their stable, which is, and they have a backward castle. I think they may have been a little more better served putting it like right there. But hey, I'm not them. We have 8 eco kills compared to none. 8-0. But see, the Scorps come in and really start to... This one just decides, hey, I'm going to take my anger out on the TC. But yeah, they've got a lot of Pikeys coming in. They got 7 of those. We got a lot of Karambits coming in. But Ballista Elephants. Yeah, that's the Khmer thing, is Ballista Elephants. And they take down a few of my elephants. But we go up to Imp around 35 minutes, and that's pretty bouse right there. And we end up taking out, where do we end up taking it? Nah, we just send the Karambits in to die. It's pretty much all they're good for. But we teach the Scorps. Pretty much just to kind of, so you can see what I see. Kind of just retreat, regroup. We're already ahead by, we're already ahead by 1,000 points. And like I said, or I've said in the past, score doesn't mean much. Karambits are actually pretty good at defending the siege. So they just overwhelm the elephants. And the elephants take down a few of our Scorps. They take down quite a few, yeah, but we take down both of them. And we get a mango coming in too. I don't even remember building a mango. But look at all these, look at all that. Ooh, yeah, that's... They're really good at taking down elephants. But that's what Scorps are for. We have like 5 in the queue. And, oh yeah, I had a rally point set up right there for one of my stables, so I was just sending the elephants in to die. You gotta be real careful with that. Also, yeah, they just keep going in, and it's like, ugh, you're just sending in expensive units to die. So just be real careful with that. But now, we get the Scorps coming in, and they start taking out the Pikeys. And then the Karambits come in, start taking out the Vills, or at least we try. Retreat! Retreat! But here's where we really start to really dominate. We get a second castle going, and yeah, this is just turning into... And I even go troll on them. I build houses. I try to house them in just to kind of mess with them, I guess. But this just starts to... And then I come in with the Scorps. While they're taking down the TC, I'm taking out their Vills with my Scorps. So that's kind of how that goes. We take down the TC, and it's around this point that they say good game. So I think that was justified for sure, because we won that one. Definitely justified. I think we were dominating that game. So that's actually a pretty good look at the Malay and what they can do. So anyways, yeah, military-wise, we were way ahead. Economy, just slightly. Technology, likewise, a little bit ahead. Society, we were way ahead because we had the 2 castles going. Let's see, killed to death, 67 to 51. Big thing here is we didn't have any eco kill, or we had 11 eco kills and 0 losses in that regard. They really were on the back foot pretty much throughout the game. Let's see, economy, a little bit better. They collected more wood, we collected more food and gold, and then they had a little bit more stone. Really wasn't too focused on that, but we sold a lot, bought a lot, and spent as well. We went up to imp around 34.58, and we hit fuel around 10, which is pretty good for us. They hit castle about a minute and a half, exactly a minute and a half before us. So that was, we got them there. Maxville's 81, perfect. They had 4 fish and chips. Actions per minute, we actually beat them there, 16-15. So, pretty much this game kind of went the way I wanted it to. We came in with some elephants to start, and eventually we were able to get some scorps, and we were able to get some stuff really humming there. So yeah, try the Malay out. Don't need to have them on water maps. You can play them on lane maps, and they're equally as good. So hope you like the game. Always looking for advice. Until next time, my AoE anarchists, happy hunting. See you on the battlefield.